Get ready for a true life story you will never forget. I am Ariana and I am about to take you on a journey through my life, from cherished family moments to the surprises of pregnancy and beyond. So grab some popcorn, get cozy, and let's dive into my unforgettable story. It is really very challenging for me to let this story out to the public, but the world needs to know what I went through. Maybe someone out there will learn from it and save a life. My name is Ariana and I married into the Ajodele family in Ogun State, Nigeria. Initially, life was challenging, but we found happiness in our humble beginnings. However, everything changed when my husband shared his plans to travel overseas. I was perplexed, given that our marriage was still in its early stage, and I was just 3 weeks into my first pregnancy. Despite knowing I would need his support during this critical period, he insisted on leaving me behind to pursue his travel plans. I felt a mix of emotions: shock, disappointment, and concern for our unborn child's well-being. How could he leave me at such a vulnerable time? I tried to reason with him, but he seemed resolute in his decision. To make the matter worse, he sold our house, our lands, everything we had to chase greener pastures abroad, and left me 3 weeks pregnant with nothing. I had to move into my husband's family house. His siblings were there. Life wasn't easy, especially for a woman carrying a child with no support. I had to struggle on my own, selling beans, cake, and bread to earn a living. When I reached 6 months pregnant, I begged him, my husband, for money for antenatal care. He sent only 50,000 naira. I used it for checkups and managed through the rest of my pregnancy. Labor came in 9 months, but I had no money, not for delivery, not even for hospital items requirements, not for baby's clothes. The midwife helped me, yes, she did, but her kindness quickly turned into insults. She called me names, said I married an unsupportive husband, and that I was ungrateful. She also accused me of disrespecting her after all she had done for me. I was hurt, so I replied to her insults for insults. I wish I hadn't. She stared at me and said, "You will pay with your baby's life. Anything you see, take it like that." I thought it was just an empty threat. My baby girl was healthy, beautiful, until she turned 2 years. I was dressing her when it happened. She turned into a dog right before my eyes. I screamed, but nobody believed me. They thought I was just with a pet I had before me. 1 month passed after my daughter had turned into a dog. Before I remembered the midwife's words, I rushed back to the hospital where she was working. She was gone, vanished to an unknown location, no trace. As a mother, you know how emotional it could be. Some days, my daughter was human, other days, a dog. It tore me apart, but who could believe me? I had to be strong and pampered her as a human, even when she was a dog. My husband's younger brother started noticing. Each time he sees me with a dog in my arms, he will ask me, "Auntie, where is our niece?" He said he only saw a dog and never the child. I didn't even know what to respond to him, but only to ignore his question. And sometimes I would say, "She went out to play with friends," or "She is in the toilet." Confusion and fear clouded my mind. He was so curious and disturbed. So he went searching for a solution and met a spiritual woman, an old spiritual woman. He narrated all his observations to the spiritual woman. She told him, "The dog you saw is your niece, your brother's daughter." Then my husband's brother brought the spiritual woman home to meet me. The moment I saw them, I knew the truth was about to come out. The woman touched the dog, whispered something, some words, and a flash of light. Slowly, the dog transforms into a 6-year-old girl with innocent eyes and trembling hands. My baby girl was human again. My daughter, my child. Finally, after 6 years, and just like that, the spell was broken. 6 years of sorrow, 6 years of confusion, 6 years of praying in silence ended in one divine moment. I fall to my knees, crying uncontrollably as I embraced my daughter for the first time in her full human form. My joy knew no bounds. My baby, my miracle, my Ada, she was back. A spiritual woman said to me, "You must be careful with the words of the desperate and the hearts of the wounded. What was done in anger has now been undone by grace. But raise her in love, for the scars may not be seen, but they remain." I told my husband, family, everything. My husband called from abroad. After telling him everything, he was furious. But I blamed him. I blame my husband for everything. His abandonment, his silence, his lack of support. If only he had stayed. If only he had sent help enough for me, none of this might have happened. He felt the family he swore to protect. But I had no more time for regret. I had to be strong for her. Still, I thank God for saving my daughter's life. Though she was 6, my daughter had never been to school. She didn't know how to write her name or spell a single word. But I was ready to help her catch up with love, with patience, with everything I had. So I enrolled her in school. She was happy. She laughed for the first time in years. And so did I. She was happy to start school and strive to meet up with her age group. As the days turned into weeks, her confidence grew. She would come back home from school, eager to show me her worksheets and proudly rectify and recite the alphabet. I blame and I beam with pride, watching her blossom into a curious and determined student. The moral lessons of this story is that, number 1, never underestimate the ways of the hurt and the wicked. Neglect can destroy more than just relationships. It can destroy lives. Support is not a gift. It is a duty, especially in family. The last moral lesson: grace can undo even the darkest of curses. Sometimes we go through seasons we don't understand, but one day, the light breaks through. After 6 years of pains and confusion, I found grace, and love found me again through my daughter's eyes. Thank you so much for watching and listening to this my true life story. You can learn from it and then act to save a life one day. Thank you so much once again. Stay tuned on our next video.
If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Also remember to like, comment, and share our content with your friends and on your timelines. Feel free to share your thoughts about the story in the comments section as well. Thank you.